So about an hour and a half ago, I took a shot at a doe, and I know I hit her. There's no doubt in my mind about that. Just gotta, now that it's dark, pick out where she was when I hit her, or find that first sign of blood. My stand is over here. I feel like she was like right up in here. This deer has been such a pain to track. Holy cow, you can see my line of flags. I had to go up and get flags because I was just walking in circles, like literally all through the woods. You can see some of the blood trail. There's a tiny dot. There's a little itty bit down here. There's some at each flag mark, and it's getting heavier. Like, you can see it this far away up here. But holy cow, she's been awful to track. She's just literally had me running around out here for an hour in a big circle. So, I think I'm on the right path now. I'm going to pull up some of these flags. My last flag is way up there. And I'm done going in circles now that I got these flags. This has been super handy because she was walking in circles. I keep saying that, but it was so frustrating. Okay, so right there I've got blood. There's my last flag. And now this is new territory. So here's my last flag as I'm tracking this doe. I got some blood there. There's a good amount. There's some there. I know the general direction she's heading. Here's some more up here, all over on this branch. Did she turn again, or did she continue on? Oh, here's some up here. There's some right down there. I'm gonna put a flag right down there. I'm trying to put these flags here so I don't completely lose my place. Okay, so I'm back on her again. The last flag you saw was the second to the last one there. She comes up, comes underneath that branch. Right there's some. And we've got to have more than that. There's a little bit there. I see some here. There. 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 Up there. There's some up here. There. There's a little bit of some. Little dab there. There, there. Right down there, some. I'm gonna, oh, there's some. I was just gonna say I'm gonna mark it and look for some more, but she's come right up along here. There, there. Okay, We got a little bit of blood there. Little there. She went there. There we go. There's some up there. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. It looks like we got some on the log there. I'll end up here. Shining around, making sure I don't see her up ahead and push her or anything. Fall on my ass, climb underneath that tree. There. Where did she go? Have y'all ever done this? Look how good that blood shows up on camera. This is how I'm actually going to track this deer now. Because it's so weedy, but that blood stands right out. So I know she went there and there. There's a caterpillar. She went right there. There's some blood on that. She got in all this thick stuff. There's some blood down there. There's some there. I wish I could show you how much different this looks off camera if you've never used your phone for this. Like, look, that's all blood, that dark spot. Like, right up here on this branch. That's all blood right there. That's all blood right there. And it shows up so well on the camera, but if I wasn't using this, I'd have a hell of a time seeing. Oh shit! There's my deer. There's my doe. Sweet. I was starting to think I wasn't gonna get her. Holy cow. I am forever away from home. I shouldn't say forever away, but I am the back of the woods, quite a ways away from home. Holy goodness. And I'm surrounded by, like, this is all downed trees in the middle of the woods where the brush is growing up. I can't even, like, get my tractor back here to drag her out. I'm gonna have to man up and do some real work. Holy Lord. So last night I shoot this doe. That's my 14-yard marker. It's not 15 yards, it's 14 yards. And she's practically on it. She's right where I'm at right now. Practically on that 14-yard mark. And admittedly, I had a bad shot. I was not going to take her, but then she kept snorting and wheezing, and I just knew that if I didn't, it would be my luck that one of the nice bucks that I've been watching will come along, and I'll be out hunting one of these times, and it'll be walking right towards me, and she will snort and wheeze and blow my cover. So I decide I'm going to take her. And tracking her was not a nightmare, but it was pretty rough. This doe ran this direction. I can show you now that it's daylight. I was tracking her in the dark last night. It was like 10:30. Like, no blood at all, but I knew where she ran. So, get up this way. She keeps going. I actually heard her kick this bottle right here. She kept going. Granted, keep in mind, I'm doing this last night with a flashlight at 10:30 at night. Following drops of blood at this point, but very faint drops of blood, not heavy. I'd be shining the light, and you'll see some of that in the video, I'm sure. Then walking ahead a few feet, finding another couple of drops. Walking ahead, finding a couple more. Came all the way up here. We got all the way up to this. I got up to this point, and I thought I was going crazy because the blood trail just seemed to stop. Like, I'm into the grass now. It's much more weedy. I'm not just looking on dirt and leaves. Sometimes that makes it easier, but it stopped. And so did the tracks that I thought I was following. So I'm like wandering around out here like a madman, and I found a new drop of blood. But it was a new drop, kind of taking me right back the way I came. And in the dark, I'm thinking, what the heck? I know that that deer didn't come back to me, and I know that the direction in the dark that I'm walking is back the way I came. So in my mind, there's no way that deer really came back this way. I'm just finding new spots of blood, and I'm backtracking in the wrong direction. That's exactly what I thought. I figured that I just lost the blood trail, but every time I picked up the blood trail again, I walked back, and it kept bringing me back to the exact same spot where I started. And it was driving me nuts. So finally, I walked up to the house, frustrated, and I grabbed some flags. And I made that walk with the flags that we just made. And then I got back to this point, and I found an arrow. Now, this is not this year's arrow. This is actually an arrow from a buck I shot last year. And then 2 weeks later, I shot him again and killed him. But I found an arrow. So I thought, you know what? That's good news that I found an arrow. And then I started finding blood splatter moving in a new direction. And you can see 2 flags. And then way up farther ahead, I've got more. You can actually still see the blood. This was last night. You can still see the blood pretty good as I work my way this way now. And I'm out here recollecting all of these flags. So that doe ran way over this way, and then she backtracked back to me, and then she came up a different route for some reason. Like something spooked her from going the other direction. I don't know what. But then I ended up following the blood trail up this way, still heading in the same general east direction. This is just a little bit more southeast, where before it was dead east. And I was putting these flags in between blood spots so I wouldn't lose it in the dark because it was pitch black. And my flashlight started dying. I'm going to collect these flags now in case I need them again. She went under this right here, which really surprised me. I'm going to go around it because I'm tired. By the time I found her, it was 11:30. She came up this way. You can see she hit that right there. I didn't even see that last night. She came up here. She came over here. You can see a little bit of blood right there. She came this way. She crawled through these logs. Which I'm going under. I had, oh yeah, there's the blood. I was gonna say I had blood right there. Tiny little splats right there. Right there. She came up into all of this, which is pretty much the exact same direction she was heading in the first place. Why she stopped, I don't know. Nope, there's more. I'm seeing a lot more blood now that it's daylight than what I did last night. She went under this, which I'm gonna do. It's like 80 degrees and I'm not wearing a shirt, trying not to scrape my back on that log. I had a fair amount of blood there. Easy to see last night at least. I did not see those couple of spatters there. There's some there. She came up this way. And then I eventually found her laying up in this mess. Right up here. You can see the blood down there. But what a mess. Like, why would you go all the way? I mean, she was right there. That's where I turned around at, was that great big tree when I was just talking to you guys. And then she backtracked 50 plus yards to come right back here. Absolutely insane. I dragged her out of the woods. By the time I got back to the house with her and got her in a refrigerator for the night to keep her cool since it's so warm, it was like midnight. So, glad I found her. Definitely happy to have a deer on the very first day of bow season. Hopefully there's 5 or 6 more to come.